What a day, oh. Ooh, what a day, oh. Say what a day, what a day. Oh, yeah. I'm tired of the hunger I see on people's faces. Tired of the animosity between the races. Tired of corruption in high and low places. And bricks with money but no social graces. Tired of being judged for the style in my hair. And the music that I listen and the clothes that I wear. I'm tired of life and death being sold as a pair. And politicians who keep saying they care, but maybe hoping for a change is a dream. And maybe life ain't as bad as it seems. But if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through. Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past, and peace, and we will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach, and love ain't just a concept we preach, and blood no longer runs in the streets. Whoa, 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 what a day. Tired of leaving church feeling like I just been robbed. 2 hours of rambling, not much mention of God. The richest man's the only one who does not have a job. A bunch of righteous freaks extorting worse than a mob, y'all. Tired of baby mama, tired of baby daddy, chilling in the spot where the parents should be. Teenage mother saying leave my business alone. In 20 years a kid could be robbing my home, but I got a vision of a whole other plane where the spiritual can flourish again. I'm just waiting for the fire to rain, burn down everything and start clean. What a day when war becomes a thing of the past, and peace we will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach, and love ain't just a concept we preach, and blood no longer runs in the streets. And whoa, 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 what a day, oh. Ooh, what a day, oh, what a day, oh. What a day, what a day, what a day. Ooh, oh, maybe hoping for a change is a dream. Maybe life ain't as bad as it seems. But if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through.
As you bring me in, fade down the music, yeah.
Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past, and peace.
I bring you words of power, words of wisdom, raw words, big words, small words, sad words, words of passion, words of praise. I raise my arms in reverence to the ancient word of days, words of woman, man and child, wild words, words of anger, words of pain, words of wind, earth, sun and rain, words of joy and words of healing, words revealing concealed feelings. These words I offer up to you and you and you and you and you and all of you out there in inclusive FM land, and you are cruising with Cuban Red on this beautiful Friday morning. I'm a little bit later than usual. It's about 11:45, but if you're still out there tuned in and turned on, then hi, and thank you so much for hanging on there. It's been a mighty week. Have you had a good week? Yeah? What have you been up to? Achieved lots of things? Richard, my trusty technician, says that so long as you've achieved, it's okay. Even if you're feeling shattered, which I kind of am today, so the glasses might stay on for a little bit longer. But I braved it because I want to see all of you out there in Inclusive FM land, because you are cruising with Cuban Red, which is me. Yeah. Alternate names, but you know, Cuban Red will do for now. Okay, well this morning, if you've been out and about, the sun's been shining, it still is, it's beautiful, a bit crisp, a bit fresh, but it is February, so what do we expect? February in England, it will be crisp and it will be fresh, but it's not raining, it's not frosty, the sun is beautiful. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, in Edmonton, Enfield, England, London, England, the world, if you're tuned in, whatever you're doing, have a wonderful time, yeah? Cuban Red said so. Okay, well, welcome to the show today. It's just me today. We had the lovely Danny Laverite on last week, and that was beautiful. She will be back, yeah? Hi Danny, if you're watching or you tuned in. And thank you to everybody actually out there watching, tuned in. Henk out there in Holland, I know you'll be picking this up later. And Silver, I don't know when later you'll be picking this up, but going to give the House of Omar a little plug later on, yeah? So that'll be really cool. Thank you to all the people that are out there tuned in, that are tuned into Inclusive FM. .co.uk. It's an amazing station. Yeah, keep tuning in. We want to keep getting funding to do more. Yeah, don't you want more? Do you want more? I think you do. How could you not want more of cruising with Cuban Red, yeah? And thanks to Richard, my trusty technician, who's here with me this morning and hung on for me to arrive. And to the other people who present on the station, excellent stuff going on. Do tune in at other times. There's loads of stuff in the archives, loads of shows there that you can look at and like catch up on what's been going on, yeah? And thanks to the management, Simca, Angela, big up, yeah? And to all the other community radio stations out there doing amazing job. Special welcome to mention to Spice. Yeah, Uncle Sid out there and Mum Hasina, bless her, yeah? Great work going on out there and all the other stations too. So, yeah, I do believe that's probably a little bit enough of me burbling to start with. I hope you enjoyed the opener poem, yeah? And I think, you know what? You might have tuned in and heard a song playing. I'd like to play that song again for you, because that song is going to be my opener song for until I choose another one, until I decide enough of that one, yeah? And it's Tanya. Tanya, what's the last name on there, please, Richard? I keep wanting to say spelling. Yeah, Tanya Stevens, thank you. I keep getting my medias mixed up. It's Aaron spelling. Yeah, it's Tanya Stevens, yeah, wonderful artist. The name of that album, Richard? Gangsta. Richard said it was Gangsta Blues, but it's Gangsta Blues, you know, Gangsta Blues. Okay, thank you, Richard. Yeah, amazing what perception is, isn't it, you know? Don't you see things really differently? We're going to listen again to the second to last track number 16 by 15, is it? Second to last one? Track number 16, second to last track, and it's called What a Day, yeah? I'm looking at my head in the camera and it kind of looks kind of wonky. That looks a bit straighter, but it feels wonky. What a day.
What a day, what a day. Oh, yeah. I'm tired of the hunger I see on people's faces. Tired of the animosity between the races. Tired of corruption in high and low places. And bricks with money but no social graces. tired of being judged for the style in my hair, and the music that I listen and the clothes that I wear. I'm tired of life and death being sold as a pair, and politicians who keep saying they care, but maybe hoping for a change is a dream. And maybe life ain't as bad as it seems, but if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through. Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past, and peace we will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach, and love ain't just a concept we preach, and blood no longer runs in the streets. Whoa, 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 what a day. Tired of leaving church feeling like I just been robbed. 2 hours of rambling, not much mention of God. The richest man's the only one who does not have a job. A bunch of righteous freaks extorting worse than a mob, y'all. Tired of baby mama, tired of baby daddy, chilling in the spot where the parents should be. Teenage mother saying leave my babies alone. In 20 years a kid could be robbing my home, but I got a vision of a whole other plane, where the spiritual can flourish again. I'm just waiting for the fire to rain, burn down everything and start clean. What a day when war becomes a thing of the past, and peace we will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach, and love ain't just a concept we preach, and love no longer runs in the streets. And whoa, 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 what a day, ooh, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. Ooh, oh, maybe hoping for a change is a dream. Maybe life ain't as bad as it seems, but if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through. Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past, and peace we will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, whoa.
Tanya Stevens, What a Day, my new theme starter tune. Yeah, if you come along to the show at the Dugdale, which I will be telling you about later, you will hear that kicking the show off. Yeah, I'd like to read you something. It's called The Invitation. The date I have on it is May 1994. Oriya Mountain Dreamer, Indian Elder. I have seen though that this has come from other places at other times as well. Alright, but this is the version that I have, and I'd like to share it with you out there in Inclusive FM land, because you are cruising with Cuban Red. Thank you. The Invitation. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dreams, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened to life betrayals or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, be realistic, or to remember the limitations of being a human. If you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand on the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes! It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done for the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and you truly like the company you keep in the empty, silent moments. The invitation, Araya Mountain Dreamer, Indian Elder. Let's just turn that up a little bit, Richard, shall we? This is transcendental. Transcendental. Hi, I was waving to you because you could see me but not hear me. We're just lining something up for you, Richard, my trusty technician, and myself, Cuban Red, with whom you are cruising on inclusivefm.co.uk. Don't forget, excellente, as my grandson would say. And guess what? If you can turn that down a little bit for me, Rich. My grandson, which I posted on Facebook, and I'm not ashamed to say, gave me an amazing rose and card. Well, I don't know if it was a Valentine's Day. His mum said, he came running out of school the Thursday before the Valentine weekend, and he said, I've got to get Nanny a present. Got to get Nanny something. He went to his box, which he collects whatever monies he's given, it's kept in. He got the money from the box, he took his mum to the shop, and my daughter Rowena said there was loads of stuff that he could have chosen from, but he chose this beautiful rose. I might send a picture through to Richard so that we can have it up for next week, maybe. We'll see if it's appropriate. Beautiful rose and a wonderful card, Mignon's card, that said, to the one I love. It was just overwhelming. I'm still overwhelmed. Thank you so much, Josiah Mason. Appreciate that. Love that. Yeah. Something reminded me of that just then. But anyway, moving swiftly on, out there in Inclusive FM land, I'd like to share what will be coming over the next few weeks. We have a guest next week, and she's going to be talking about quite a heavy topic actually. And I'm going to play 2 tunes for you now. One that the singer I don't know, female singer. The other one is by Bill Withers. Now, both of these tunes are amazing tunes. You put them on, you want to listen to them, you want to groove to them, you want to bop along, until you really listen to what the words are saying. And you might get an idea of what the topic is that will be coming up over the next few weeks. So we're going to play the 2 tunes, either which one first, that's fine. And then I'll enlighten you a little more. Because you are cruising with Cuban Red, and that's what goes down. Because that's how we roll. Okay, Richard, when you're ready.
Feel as they're appointed duty. They keep trying to tell me all you want to do is use me. But my answer ain't all that use me stuff. I want to spread the news that if it feels it's good getting used, oh, you just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up. My brother sitting me right down and he talked to me. And he told me that I ought not to let you just walk on me. And I'm sure he meant well. Yeah, but when I talk was through, I said, brother, if you only knew, you wish that you were in my shoes. You just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up.
The way you're using me, because I sure am using you. Okay, enough said about that one. Let's have the other one, Richard, when you're ready. Wow, here we go. Oh, nice, Richard, thank you.
First you take my heart in the palm of your hands and you squeeze it tight. Then you take my mind and play with it all night. You take my pride and you throw it up against the wall. You take me in your arms, baby, and bounce me like a rubber ball. I'm not complaining. What you're doing, you see. 'Cause this hurt feeling is ooh so good to me. Don't you know that it hurts so good? Don't you know that it hurts so good? Ooh, take my name, scandalize it in the streets. Anything you wanna do or say, it's alright with me. Turn right around and make sweet love to me. Ooh wee, baby, it's shown up good to me. 'Cause baby, these things you're doing to me, it hurts so bad, but it's worth all the misery. 'Cause it hurts so good. Don't you know that it hurts so good? Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, oh, ooh, baby. Ooh, boy, please don't ever take the hurt off of me. 'Cause it would hurt even worse if you'd ever leave. Even though sometimes it's hard for me to bear, I make myself whole out. 'Cause if it kills me, I don't care. 'Cause baby, I don't want you to ever quit. It ain't no good till it hurts a little bit. 'Cause it hurts so good. Don't you know that it hurts so good? Oh, baby, it hurts so good. Don't you ever stop now, baby. Don't stop, baby. It hurts so good. Don't you know that it hurts so good to be good, Father? Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. It hurts so good.
Thank you, Richard. 2, you saw me. If you were watching, you saw me bopping. You saw me moving to the music. The music makes you do that. And I am in no way knocking Bill Withers. I think he's an amazing artist. And also the other singer as well, who, if anybody knows who she is, let me know, please, out there in Inclusive FM land. So, Bill Withers, his friends are telling him that he's getting used. His brother sits him down and talks to him, and he says that he's aware. And he says that if his brother knew what it felt like, he'd want to be used too. He then says, at the very end, after repeating, just keep on using me up, he says, it ain't too bad the way you're using me, 'cause I sure am using you. Okay, hold that for a minute, okay? How's the Bill Withers one? Then we went on to the female singer. Beautiful track. You have to move to it. You have to groove to it. But what is it saying? It hurts so good. The things you're doing to me, it hurts so bad, but it's worth all the misery. Please don't ever take the hurt off me, 'cause it would hurt me even more if you left me. It ain't no good till it hurts a little bit. And the refrain that runs through that song, which I love, but the words Go ahead and hurt me. That's the refrain running through the song that, you know, your body wants to move to. You love the music, you love the tune, and the voice is, but the words, and we know that words sound power. Many times we put words on ourselves. Come on now, go ahead and hurt me. It ain't no good till it hurts a little bit. I wonder if you've got the idea of the topic that is going to be coming up over the next few weeks, yeah? We have a few people coming into the studio. Next week, it should be, all being well, Lou de Turville. I've actually met her from Facebook. She has a page that's called I Stand Against Domestic Abuse. And there are a few more people lined up as well to come on just to talk around that issue. I think Danielle will be back around that issue as well. Somebody from the CAB said that they were interested, the Citizens Advice Bureau, interested in coming along. So we just, you know what, we want to unpick it a little bit, because I want to groove and move to these songs, and I'm sure that growing up I heard songs like that became ingrained in my being. And so when situations happen and you've got something like this in you, you're going to stay in a situation that actually you don't really need to. But I am not going into the subject. Yeah, I'm going to wait for my more esteemed guests that will be coming along to share something more with you about this. If you're interested, I'm going to give you the email at the end of the show. And you can write in, you can send in a mail, you can send in something that you might think about the topic that's going to be coming up, yeah? That would be really cool, cruisers. Oh yeah, I think I'll call you cruisers. You will not be offended, will you? No, because you know what? Cruising with Cuban Red, you cruise with joy, you cruise with laughter, you cruise with poetry, you cruise with music, you cruise with a glass of water or a cup of tea if you're at home, sitting and listening to something inspirational. That's the cruising that you're doing, yeah? Out there in inclusive fmland.co.uk. Okay, I think we're going to have another poem at this time. And I'm going to do one for you, which is one of my favourites actually. So you've probably heard it before. And I'm going to do another one which you've definitely heard before, but it's been requested. So I'm going to do that one for you later, which is Scarily. Haven't heard that for a while, have you? And this one is Subtle Manipulation on a Chemical Level. Yeah. And this was taken from my first one-woman show, which was at the Millfield about 2010. Yeah, and it was called Who Feels It Knows It. Yeah, that's the name of the show. Huge kudos to Paul Everett and Mark Day, who produced the show, and it was a sellout show. The place was full. There's 362 seats, I think, in there. The place was full, and it was just amazing. So thank you to all of you who did come to see that. This poem, Subtle Manipulation on a Chemical Level, is from that show. Surreptitiously, our strength was subverted, crushed and flattened with the chemicals of change, sizzling, seeping through the hot comb's teeth, unhearing ears folded for pain-free revival. Separated, uncurled, lifeless strands to ensure their manageability, kink-less, spring-less, keeping them under control, altering African appearance, engaging the European. Passively perming straight, low self-esteem, stripping wired antennae of redemption, confusion, perceptions of ourselves, of the world we inhabit, unwittingly wearing warped images of destruction for even natural hair that is twisted first one way, then the other, cannot lock. Thank you. Subtle manipulation on a chemical level. Yeah? And at this time I'm going to read a few other poems. They're going to be for Ashraf. Yeah? Ashraf is still in prison. I'm not sure how many lashes he's actually had as yet, and I've yet to hear any further advance on the news of all the petitions and everything that's happening. But I'll continue to read poems for him until we hear anything more. If you do have anything that you want to send in, please feel free. Okay, this one is called Too Often by Ron Savory. The prevalence of words from those who never pray, yet claim for the hearse, wilts the flowers. Complicit, accountability grieving in abject silence, speaks volumes. Thank you, Ron Savory, for that poem. And that was posted in the I Am Not a Silent Poet page on Facebook, from which many of the poets have contributed to this section. So thank you very much, which was started by Reuben Woolley, who has a new book out called Skins. And I've listened to a few of the poems from that book, as you posted on video on YouTube, and they're pretty cool, Reuben. Thank you very much for that. When I get it together, I will get a book, yeah. But for those of you out there who are looking for a new poetry book to purchase, then Skins by Reuben Woolley is a great collection of poems. And all the proceeds are going to, I'm not quite sure the organisation, but it's for refugees, yeah. So really, really worthy cause, great poetry. Do support it, yeah. I Am Not a Silent Poet, Reuben Woolley, his new book, Skins. Okay, fabulous. I think we should have some more music, yeah. But what? I'm not sure. Okay, what do we have up there, Richard? I've totally forgotten. Yeah, let's have some Amberleek. That's lovely. Amberleek, I could play all of Amberleek for you actually, but let's put on track number 2, I think, for the moment. Excuse me. Track number 2. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, we're going to start it now. Amberleek, I love this singer. She's mine. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. She's mine. Yes, she's mine. It's gonna get better. She's mine. It's gonna get better.
This hair is falling.
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Oh, thank you so much, Richard. I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that too. She's mine. Yeah. Things only gonna get better all of the time. Yeah. So, thank you for grooving with me out there to Ambelique on Cruising with Cuban Red with inclusivefm.co.uk. Keep tuned in. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to say a big up to my family that's out there listening. I think I said hello to Henk already with a toy. If I did, I've done it again. Also to Silver, the House of Amal. The House of Amal I'm going to be doing some drama with, which I'm really looking forward to, which will be fabulous. Great company. Look out for it. You're going to hear more about it, especially when I tell you about the show that's coming up in a little while. Yeah. And yeah, Joseph, if you're out there listening, thank you. And also, anybody else that knows me. No, this is not the Oscars. Not yet. But we will look back on this show one day, won't we? I think Richard's smiling. This is what comes of not writing a playlist. But hey, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to share with you a few bits and pieces before we do the Scarily poem, which I'll probably close on because you know it's a long one, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to show you this box. I don't know if you can see that. I Can Do It by Louise Hay. They're I Can Do It cards by Louise Hay. Louise Hay is amazing, yeah? She's this elegant-looking, rosy-cheeked, blonde-haired, blue-eyed American. I think she's an American lady, actually. And kind of grown over the years with her. She wrote a book about the body and what the pains in the body meant and what it connected to. And a long, long time ago I found that book, and it really did change my life. It made a lot of sense to me when things didn't kind of make sense. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Louise Hay, yeah? Louise Hay is a metaphysical lecturer and teacher and the best-selling author of 27 books, including You Can Heal Your Life, that was the one, yeah, and Empowering Women, I haven't read that one. Her works have been translated into 25 different languages in 33 countries throughout the world. Since beginning her career as a Science of Mind minister in 1981, Louise has assisted thousands of people in discovering and using their full potential of their own creative powers for personal growth and self-healing. Louise is the founder and chairman of Hay House, a publishing company that disseminates books, audios and videos that contribute to the healing of the planet. Now, I know that sounds really pretty metaphysical, doesn't it? She says, dear friends, I've written these cards as a way to help you create joy in every area of your life. You can experience wealth, health, romance, self-esteem, job success, creativity, and a life, the best bit, released from resentment and pain. When you accept all parts of yourself, you become whole and healed. Opportunities are everywhere. We have unlimited choices. I invite you to create happiness, health, wealth, and a life full of self-expression. Every day say, I can do it. Then choose a card, and it will be your positive message for the day. Louise Hay. Louise L. Hay, actually, is not LaHaye. I'm actually, it sounds airy-fairy when I read it out like that. It's metaphysical and joy and healing and happiness and yeah, if you tuned in last week, you'd have heard Danielle talking about some of these same things as well. Well, all through my life, I've had a great affinity with cards. Really have. Started off with playing cards, which ties in very nicely to something that I want to... oh no, I chose a different one. That's okay, it's not going to tie in. But yeah, affinity with cards. Love playing cards. Whenever I was playing for matchsticks, I always won. Loads of matchsticks, Richard. Pocketfuls of matchsticks. But it's like... God, yeah. Oh, you remember as well. Richard remembers that too. Not just me then. I wonder if any of you out there remember that as well. So an affinity with cards. And also, the only ones really I didn't really deal with were the tarot cards, because I'd always been warned off of those. But like all sorts of different other cards, Black Angel cards, nature cards, the animal spirit cards. And these ones, Louise LaHaye, I found the other day in amongst my paraphernalia of bits and pieces that I have. And I thought, yeah, I think I'll actually bring these out and share with you. And there is a company out there called I Can Do It, which I met at an event late last year, which hopefully, if we do manage to be in that contact with each other, we can he can come onto the show and share what he's doing with that positive message of you can, I can, we can do it, yeah? And the card I chose this morning for me was... Would you like to choose a card, Richard? Richard's going to choose a card. That's fabulous. Any one of these, Richard? Anyone? Choose one. Yay! He's not showing it to me. That's not fair. Well, I'm going to share my cards with you, and then maybe Richard will let me read his card after. So, today, my card was, I do something new, or at least different, every day. This is very true. I had no playlist today. But, you know, we're nearly at the end of the show, and I think we've done pretty well. Have you enjoyed cruising with Cuban Red this morning out there in inclusive FM land? Nearly didn't come out then. I have. I think Richard has too. And the other side is life is never stuck, stagnant or stale, for each moment is ever new and fresh. Oh, I like that. Would you like to share yours, Richard?
Everyone I encounter at work today has my best interest at heart.
Everyone I encounter at work today has my best interest at heart. See how these cards work? Go on, Richard.
When I wake up in the morning, I plan for a good day.
Oh, yes. Don't you just love that, Richard?
When I wake up in the morning, I plan for a good day. And my anticipation attracts
good experiences to me.
Good experiences to me. Thank you for that, Richard. Does that apply? Does that speak to you, Richard?
I think it should be when my cats wake me up.
I love Richard. Richard said it should be when his cats wake him up in the morning. How many cats do you have, Richard?
3.
Richard has 3 cats. And like, we're a little later today, so the cats are going to be waiting a little bit longer for their lunch today, yeah? Sorry, cats. I'm very sorry. What are their names, Richard?
Dizzy, Amy, Abby.
Dizzy, Amy and Abby. You have all now, out there in inclusive FM land, met Richard's 3 cats. Dizzy, Amy and Abby. Don't say you didn't know, okay? Be very grateful, because they're very lovely, allowing Richard this extra time for us to be here on inclusive FM land, where you are cruising with Cuban Red, and don't you forget it. Okay. So, Louise LaHaye, thank you so much. Namaste, my sister. Thank you very much. We'll share some more of your cards as the weeks go on. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Put Richard's one back in the box. Actually, that one that Richard read, I just saw something online that Louise Hay did about work. 10 or 12 different points about anyone that was actually looking for work, and those kind of positive affirmations about work, I actually copied them down because they were pretty cool. So thank you, Louise. Okay, I'm wondering, do we need some music? Let's have some music. Have some music. What have we got up there? I don't know what we've got up there. A little bit of Tanya? Yes, I think so, because Tanya can be... Okay, you know what? Let's put this one on, which is... This is long. Yes, number 6. Little White Lie. Didn't intend to put this on today. Might even do my poem about lies for you. Here we go. Little White Lie, Tanya Stevens. Listen.
Happy family. There was a baby girl, a daddy, and there was a mom. Mommy had a secret. She told a little white lie. When she tucked the baby in at night, she sang her this lullaby. You got your daddy's smile. You got his eyes. I feel my heart breaking every time you cry. I'm gonna burn in hell, but it's no sacrifice. Your stability is worth a million lives. I see your daddy in everything you do. And if you could talk, I bet you talk like him too. But he can't be your daddy. I hope you understand. A man who thinks he's your father is a much better man. Maybe one day you'll end up crying on Mickey Day. But baby, it's a chance your mama's willing to take. 'Cause I love you, even if my heart is gonna break. Ain't no reason you should suffer from my mistakes. And so I lied. Baby, I tried. And it kills me inside. Yeah. But I'm gonna live with this until the day I die. And I hurt. Baby, oh how I hurt. But I know what you were. Yeah. So I'm gonna live with this until I get the dirt. Someday, every day by her side, the mama was fighting. But at night she smiled when the daddy was by her side. One time she almost told him, and it really broke her heart. But she forced herself to leave the secret that was tearing her apart. Now I can't sleep at night. I lost my appetite. Everybody keeps saying, the baby looks kinda light. And I tell them, every newborn baby looks the same. While I'm praying to God, please make your color change. And the emotions on his face when he's looking at you. I could have told him he ain't your papa if I wanted to. He's got your picture tattooed on his arm. Now he's bragging to his friends about his firstborn. Oh God, and I love him. Really, I do. If he ever fall down, it would kill me too. Now I'm caught between a rock and a really hard place. I'd give anything to keep that smile on his face. So I lied. Baby, I tried. And it kills me inside. Yeah. But I'm gonna live with this until the day I die. And I hurt. Baby, oh how I hurt. But I know what you were. Yeah. So I'm gonna live with this until I hit the dirt. Someday. Mommy bring the family together the best way she could.
Fade it for
She
me.
knew in this place the truth would do more harm than good. What Daddy didn't know didn't hurt him. He had no cause to.
Lies create deadly division. Lies obscure the tested truth. Lies will veil your venal vision like a stinking rotten tooth. Halitosis sick lies cause pain. Help to whiplash you insane. Send you screaming in the rain. So much lost and nothing gained. Lies destroys our empathy. connects telepathy, creating paranoid confusion, building up a sick illusion. Lies are used to dominate. Lies replace sweet love with hate. Lies used to manipulate will crush your very soul. Lies are proud and cheating. Lies encourage beatings, but truth creates a meeting in a place that's whole. Fear of outcome causes lies. Fear of being deemed unwise. Fear of repercussions brings lies to discussions. Vice is sloth, envious greed. Multiply green lies to breed. Angry lies and accusations, sending signals, implications of divisions, non-existent, tongues restrained, now resistant to the shedding of truth's light in the cold, hard, lonely night. Perhaps it's easier to lie. Perhaps your moral mission's high and you indulge just to protect, to shield someone, yourself, and yet in the end it does not work when the truth your heart does shirk. So be brave and be courageous. Let the truth become contagious. Thank you very much. And you know, I love Tanya, but her song was all about a lie. Yeah. So that it kind of brought that poem back to me, which I didn't intend to do. I'm not even sure that we're going to have real time for Scarily now, so I don't want to hold Richard any longer than I really need to. But Richard said it's all right, don't worry. Thank you, Richard. So I really might read Scarily. In fact, I will close with it. Before we do though, Richard, if we could just put on that advert for the show. And I'm going to tell you, as Richard's getting it ready, you'll see the flyer come up on the screen. And it's the show that the Burning Flame Foundation. You thought that we had gone, didn't you? But no, we're still here. On a slight hiatus, maybe we had been. But we have 2 shows coming up at the Dugdale, yeah? And one is Cruising with Cuban Red. Now that sounds familiar, doesn't it? A community celebration, yeah? Community, what does that mean? Cruising with Cuban Red, a community celebration. We have some fabulous, I'm telling you, I'm not winding you up, not joshing you, I'm not trying to get you there, but you should really go, yeah? Cruising with Cuban Red on the 2nd, Wednesday the 2nd of December at the Dugdale Centre. Flyers coming up, and we will... the flyer's coming up. We will... there we go, there's a flyer. I don't know if we can make it any bigger, can we, Richard? If we can't, that's fine. I haven't got a flyer in front of me here on the desk, but if you can see on the screen, we have Keith Waite, that's fine. Keith Waite, who's a musician extraordinaire, played with the most amazing people, has created a most amazing band. If only for Keith Waite, come along. But there is more. We have Sayume Karuma, who is a cosmic drummer. Oh my goodness, you have to come and experience it, truly. We have the trio, One Tawny Stranger, Princess Cleo and Sek. Together, they have created some drama, which they're going to share with us. Kind of linked into International Women's Day, because we know that celebration is happening around the same time, yeah. One Tawny Stranger will also be doing poetry of his own. He's an amazing poet, a commentary on the reality of today. If you want to hear that, you listen to One Tawny Stranger, amazing poet. We also have Pam, aka Susie Dredd, who's on the programme. She is wonderful. Her poetry, you could just sit and listen to her poetry all night. We've got Bethany King, who is a natural born singer. Trust me, you want to hear this young girl sing. I think, what is she now? Maybe 18? Forgive me, Bethany, if I've gone higher or lower. Okay, come and hear her sing. Ty Sax, the saxophonist, who we've had on in the studio, he too is there in the show. It's going to be an amazing show, and it's based on Cruising with Cuban Red, the show that you watch every week. There'll be Majiro and Jigs there, and Majiro is a verbal painter. Yeah, so he paints images with his words. And Jigs, I heard some of his stuff, and he sounds like one heavy dude, cool spoken word rapper, artist, whatever you want to call him, in the most positive sense of the word. Yeah. Who else have we got on programme? We have 3 members of the community coming in to tell us about stuff that's happening in the community, yeah? Just so to keep us as that community celebration. And of course, not forgetting, there will be me. I shall be hosting the evening, because you will be cruising with Cuban Red, as you are now, yeah? So I'm inviting you all out there. Do come along. Wednesday the 2nd of November at the... I keep saying that date. What does that date mean? Wednesday the 2nd of March, yeah, so it's in a couple of weeks, at the Dugdale Centre. Thank you, Richard. Richard's brought back the flyer, which makes a lot of sense. Probably more than me at the moment. But come along. It's going to be a just to hear the drums. African House Story section will be there. Yeah, we'll be reading some poems for Ashraf as well. It's going to be an amazing night, and all sorts of things happening, so come along, yeah? Great flyer, isn't it? Big up Joseph Hines, the co-director of the company, and we created that ourselves, yeah? Also on the programme is going to be Josephine Rollins, and she has a show that the Burning Flame is producing coming up on the 19th at the Dugdale, okay? Now, you don't want to miss this show. I'm telling you now. Not because I'm producing it, or myself and Joe are producing it, but because this is going to be, this is just going to blow your mind. Come and see this show. That's the 19th. But mine is before, which is the 2nd of March, okay? Excellent. I think that's enough of that. Yeah? And we're going to have the last poem, which is pretty long, but that's okay. And then we'll just line up what a day to finish with, I think, if that's okay. After the poem, is that all right? Yeah? Okay. If we turn that down a little bit for me. Just a teeny bit. A lot. Now, I'm hoping I have every single part to this poem, and I'm not going to jump halfway through the poem to another page, okay? That's Tanya. It's Tanya's for a day, yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Richard. Richard knows what he's doing. Richard knows what he's doing. Because he is my trusty technician. Thank you, Richard. Okay. Scarily. Requested. Yeah? Long ago and far away, in the land of Scarily, there reigned a regal princess with her royal family. A stepdad and a mum, one sister and 2 brothers, all on a splendid castle boat. They lived with one another. Her name was Anastasia, a pretty name, it's true, but our sweet Anastasia was very sad and blue. For in the land of Scarily, the seasons never changed. The sun shone brightly every day, without one drop of rain. The earth was dry and barren. No water was around, but the royal family believed somewhere could be found. Then the stepdad Derek said what was on his mind. let's all pack and go a-hunting to see if we can find the water that is needed to save our dying land. Then we won't need to clean our teeth with brushes filled with sand. The children, Queen and Derek, travelled through Scarily to the woods, protected by the soldiers in the best way that they could. And as the trees grew taller, thicker, blue skies were lost from sight. It seemed that they'd been walking without stopping through the night. The children grew so thirsty, they felt that they would faint just then. They stumbled on a cottage, beautiful and quaint. The Queen Mum knocked politely 3 times, then they went in. The room was quiet, empty, except a man crowned like a king. He sat at a round table, in his hands a crystal ball. He looked up slowly, smiled and said, "Greetings to you all. What can I do to help you? Why have you come so far? Inside these woods so deep and dense, hidden beneath the stars?" Derek replied, "Excuse me, we do not wish to jive. We are searching for some water to keep our land alive." "I'll help you," said the old man. "I'll tell you where to go. Through the howling wilderness that's haunted by green crows. There you will find a special tree. Approach it without fear, but I have to warn you, the giant lives right there. Pick only purple apples, though many colours you will see, for it has carefully, then make your wish. Your land will be set free, for it has been bewitched by greed. It's under a dry spell. Now this will be my last good deed. That's all that I can tell." And with those words he disappeared, whoosh, sigh, without a trace. And needless to say, our travellers left that cottage in great haste. They stepped on stone-sharp, rounded, bright, past mountains on each side. Occasional green crows screeched by. They grew extremely tired. Suddenly, they were wide awake. For heaven's sake, what is it? They all thought, is this a joke? But no one spoke, as the huge cold shadow hovered over them. "What are you doing in my garden? I never heard you beg my pardon or beg permission to enter my space. This is where I live. This is my private place." Each traveller was frightened, but the Queen Mum was brave. She said, "We've come for water. We're not here for a rave. You must be the giant of which we were warned. But if we turned back, our dreams would have been torn into pieces, leaving the land just to die. So please don't be mean. But why do you cry?" The giant then blubbered, "I really am sorry. I don't mean to be horrid or to make you worry. The old man, he tricked me and changed me to this. I will be a giant until I'm kiss-wished. Please help me return to the way that I was. I'd be really grateful to you all," because that's when Anastasia said, Of course we'll do that. Come on, men. Stop being a scaredy cat. So he guided the travellers into a maze filled with creepy crawlies, but they were unfazed. As they stumbled on stones, they soon found their way out. Then they jumped up and down and they started to shout, for there, in the clearing, stood that special tree. A magical moment. It was plain to see, and though all the colours were tempting, looked sweet, they remembered the words of the man they did meet. Pick only the purple, your wish will come true. 3 wishes you will have bestowed upon you. So they picked, and they wished. First, that it would rain, that they'd never be drought in their homeland again, but that there'd be balance, banishing greed, that the water would nourish and fill each one's needs. Then Anastasia remembered the giant. She promised she'd help him, so help him she would. She kissed him, then wished, oh, just as hard as she could, that the giant would be as he'd been on that day before he'd crossed paths with the old man's weird ways. Then, lo and behold, a change straight away turned the giant back into the prince that would stay close to the princess, for he knew that she loved him, and he loved her as well, with heart, soul, and limbs. The 3rd wish they saved for a cold, rainy time, and I just used that word because I needed to rhyme. So the Queen Mum plus giant that once used to be returned home triumphant with her family through maze wilderness woods till they reached Scarily, guarded by soldiers, though now wearily, but glad they'd all travelled to that special tree. So their land would forever from dry spells be free. Then when they had rested, they had a party where the princess and prince said they would marry. And then, ever after, they lived happily. For sometimes that truly is reality. Woohoo! Thank you for the one who requested me to read that, because I quite enjoyed doing that today actually. And we're coming up right to the end of the show. I just want to thank you all for cruising out there with moi and Richard, my trusty technician here in the studio, and you out there in inclusive FM land. To all of you from us in here, what a day that will be when things change and we're all living in harmony and peace. You heard it on Inclusive FM, because I've brought you words of wisdom, words of power, raw words, big words, small words, sad words, words of passion, words of praise. I raised my arms in reverence to the ancient word of days. Words of man and child, wild words, words of anger, words of words of wind, words, sun and rain, words of joy and words of healing, words revealing concealed feelings. These words I've offered up to you. You have been cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. Thank you. See you next week.
Oh, what a day, oh. Ooh, what a day, oh. Say what a day, what a day, oh. Yeah. I'm Tired of the hunger I see on people's faces. Tired of the animosity between the races. Tired of corruption in high and low places. And bricks with money but no social graces. Tired of being judged for the style in my hair. And the music that I listen and the clothes that I wear. I'm tired of life and death being sold as a pair. And politicians who keep saying they care, but maybe hoping for a change is a dream. And maybe life ain't as bad as it seems. But if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through. Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past and peace. We will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach. And love ain't just a concept we preach. And blood no longer runs in the streets. Whoa, 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 what a day. Tired of leaving church feeling like I just been robbed. 2 hours of rambling, not much mention of God. The richest man's the only one who does not have a job. A bunch of righteous freaks extorting worse than a mob, y'all. Tired of baby mama, tired of baby daddy, chilling in the spot where the parents should be. Teenage mother saying leave my business alone. In 20 years a kid could be robbing my home. But I got a vision of a whole other plane where the spiritual can flourish again. I'm just waiting for the fire to rain, burn down everything and start clean. What a day when war becomes a thing of the past and peace. We will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach. And love ain't just a concept we preach.